What's up, y'all? This is your man, the Bigga P, and it's about sometime after 1 o'clock, I think. And I just came back, from my boy's place because we was watching the Mayweather Ortiz fight. My thoughts on the pay-per-view. Jesse Vargas isn't ready for anything at 140. That is for damn sure. You know, Morales, had the fight of the night, of course, boxing wise. But one thing is for sure that if Matisse was actually, healthy or whatever or not, Morales would have been KO'd. That's for damn sure. Um, Gomez and Alvarez was an interesting little scrap. Interesting as Gomez was, my cards was actually winning before, Alvarez, landed that uppercut and them punches. But my thing is, I think the ref stopped it a little bit too prematurely. It could have went on a little bit longer because it wasn't like his legs were going. He was just trying to get his, try to get himself in control. But that's all good. Which now brings us to the main event: Mayweather Ortiz. I've watched boxing for about 20 something years. I've been watching since I was like 5 or 6. And I've seen a lot of stuff go down. A lot of BS, a lot of wild stuff happen. But what I saw last night was something I'm still trying to comprehend. Let's see. The fight was going. Floyd was pretty much counterpunching him, and Ortiz not using a jab to come in like he was supposed to. Trying to take his head off with some shots, and then Floyd was just pot shotting him a little bit, and then after that in the fourth round, Ortiz caught him a little bit, and got a little bit too excited, and tried to finish him off, but he jumped up and headbutted him. Like, there's such thing, either you could say, he was a little bit too anxious or he did it on purpose. Regardless, headbutt's headbutt, fine. Cortez pulls him over, it's like 1 point, and that's cool. And meanwhile, while that's happening, nothing happened, and I've never seen this happen during a fight. Ortiz is hugging Floyd and kissing him. Like, come on. It's not after the fight. This is even worse than Shane having, tapping gloves with Pacquiao after every round on some please don't send me to the hospital type of, BS. Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what is this? Why is he hugging and kissing him? I'm like, okay, fine, And then after that, they go to the corner. Floyd goes to the corner. And then, this is where I think Cortez again loses his fight. Floyd comes out, Ortiz meets him in the ring, does some sort of hug or whatever. I couldn't really say it. Then Floyd's like, and then, absolutely just drops him with a two-piece and a biscuit. And the Cortez is over there looking over there just dumbfounded, like he's starstruck, but, by the whole thing, like, you're the damn ref. Control your fighters, control your damn fighters. So basically, Floyd, yes, and I know the old boxing adage, you got to keep your, defend yourself all the time. Keep your hands up. That's like boxing 101. What can you do? And he did what he's supposed to do. He knocked him out. But what really kills me afterwards is even after the KO, Ortiz is on his stool. He's clear-eyed, but he's smiling. I'm like, why are you smiling? You just got knocked. You just got knocked the hell out. Should be disappointed at what happened. Which brings into that thing. That mental thing that I think that Ortiz lacks. And then afterwards, in the post-fight interview with Floyd was interesting. Basically, finally called Larry Merchant out. Thinking he doesn't know. In his words, you don't know shit about boxing. And Merchant talking about if he was 50 years younger, he'd kick his ass. That's a joke. That's a big joke right there. That wouldn't happen. At any given time. Floyd. But it was pretty hilarious. Floyd trying to explain what he did was right. When it's clear as day. Yes, it was a sucker punch. But unfortunately, it was a sucker punch that was in the rules. If he, Ortiz, was too busy being starstruck, gazing like like Floyd, like he was a teenage crush and got nailed for it. So, I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. But the interview was hilarious. I laughed. Where I was because we were making so much noise. My boys' neighbors were banging on the walls, talking about keeping it down and whatnot. And even after that, we were arguing for about a half hour about what happened. Sucker punch versus the argument of keeping defend yourself at all times. Keep your hands up. Well, I'm sure this is gonna be debated for weeks. This is definitely. I mean, I know right now I'm probably gonna be on this. Going through a couple of websites, a couple of forums that I like to visit. Discussing this. With other people. But I guess where do you go from there with Mayweather Ortiz? Ortiz, I don't even know. Like his head is just not screwed on straight. I mean, among other things, um, you know, he's a capable fighter. But it's just his mind is just not. It's just not right. And then with Floyd, I mean, the only logical fight would be Pacquiao, and of course, that'll be who's facing Juan Manuel Marquez in November. And of course I expect Pacquiao to win and win convincingly off that. Um, but yeah, overall it was a interesting night of boxing. Boxing doesn't really get the attention that it should deserve. So it's like at least it's nice. 'Cause I'm looking at my Facebook right now. Pretty much damn near like I'd say like 80% of my posts on my my Facebook, like Twitter, timeline, whatever. It's all about the fight, which is cool. I like seeing stuff like that. It's always good. Good or bad. Attention to boxing today. It's important. But anyways, I'm about to be out. About to go back to doing what I'm doing on these sites. So peace, y'all.